This is a Hot Pie Media original.
Well, you just, in the last 24 hours, you got this week's cold open for Saturday Night Live. It happened yesterday. It might be, and I don't know what the total time frame was. I'm just going to say 2 minutes, however long it took. It took longer than that. It is easily the dorkiest presentation of all time. I think the dorkiness is unavoidable, but it was laughable. Laughable. And it didn't mean to be laughable. In fact, I'm going to turn this around and tell you that there's something very serious and fascinating contained in this presentation, but it's ruined by the dork. I don't know who signed off on it. I guess when the boss says, I can't wait to do this presentation, you say, sure, whatever. But, and I'm sure somebody encouraged the boss. Maybe the boss said, you know what, this is my chance to be cool again. This is my chance to show the world we're reinventing our company, but nobody can take it seriously because the boss is a dork. The boss is a meme. Unfortunately for the boss, you've become the meme. Unfortunately, because you're the meme, nobody can take it seriously. So, it's funny when you, a lot of you know this already, but when you're dealing with clients, one of the things that you say, and you try to operate on this fundamental principle, and that is your job is to serve your client's business interests. It's not to make them happy. And I know some people would say that's a convoluted concept. No, it's not. That's your job, is to serve the business interest. Your job is not to make the CEO happy by telling them what they want to hear. I feel like, and I know it's easy to say when you're sitting in a dark room by yourself, but I feel like somebody said, whatever you want, boss. Sure. Walk around your living room. Have the barbecue sauce on the shelf. Go ahead. It'll be great, boss. All the while knowing it's not going to be great. I think that's maybe what happened here. I'm afraid the most powerful company the world has ever known somebody might have violated that simple rule. I think it was impossible to have somebody say, yeah, we got it's really important time. This is kind of groundbreaking stuff. We're trying to save ourselves here. We're trying to make our way through this. Are you sure we couldn't get somebody else to do this Okay, boss, you want to do it? You want to wave your skinny little arms, and you want to do this in your living room. Cool living room, but your living room. Okay, that's going to be great. You don't want to put the boss, as a rule, you don't want to put the boss might be the face of the franchise, but the boss maybe is not always the best salesperson for the franchise. I don't know. Surely they had to know that the boss was going to end up being a complete laughingstock. That the boss, no matter what he said, no matter what he tried to say, no matter how he tried to save the whole thing, it was in the end going to be a guy that looks like he's 12 years old waving his skinny little arms. There was no way for Mark Zuckerberg's presentation on reinventing Facebook at this time, there was no way it was going to work. It's almost as if there's no way to take it seriously. It is an SNL open. It is. It's done. Is it the worst presentation of all time? John McClellan is the co-founder and creator of ATX Hot Sauce, now in all 50 states and several retail outlets as well. So what we're going to do today is we're going to let this social media rock star chef walk us through 4 different sauces, and then I'll taste and we'll tell everyone why they should buy. You can give the science behind these, and then I'll make the simple recommendation. Go to atxhotsauce.com. All right,
I don't think anybody's heard the website.
Yeah, I know.
You, Jeff, but it is atxhotsauce.com.
I'll say
I got that one right.
45 times, atxhotsauce.com. So let's do it.
I brought 4 flavors here, and we're going to test your palate today. Okay. And I only brought 4 because I didn't think you could handle 5 or 6.
Yes,
probably a smart move. Yeah. And so the first one we're going to try here is called Beet Heat. And just like the name implies, it has beets in it. It's made with red Fresno peppers. Red Fresnos are Red peppers that are they're hotter than a jalapeno and a little bit less than a serrano. So not super hot here, just a lot of good, really good flavor. So we're going to start with this one, and then we're going to move up the chain.
Okay. I've had the beet heat, but okay.
Yeah, we're going to try it though.
It goes well with a cab. All right, Jeff's savoring beet
I'll
heat.
even do it with you, so that should be all right. Now remember, it is hot sauce.
Yeah. Oh, it is. It's hot sauce. Trust me, man.
Wait,
It's hot
is
sauce.
that one hot to you?
No. A little.
Yeah. The great thing with the fermentation process is you get a bunch of the flavor right up front.
Yeah.
And then the heat comes, but then it dissipates pretty quickly, especially with the red Fresnos. You know, this is not a very spicy one, but it is a very tasty one. Goes on great on sandwiches.
Beet heat.
Beet heat. B-E-E-T. Heat.
All right. Go to atxhotsauce.com.
That's right.
Probably not. But there's no way not to make fun of it.
We're now looking at and reporting on our business as two different segments. One for our family of apps, and one for our work on future platforms. And as part of this, it is time for us to adopt a new company brand to encompass everything that we do. To reflect who we are and what we hope to build, I am proud to announce that starting today, our company is now Meta. Our mission remains the same. It's still about bringing people together. Our apps and their brands, they're not changing either. And we are still the company that designs technology around people. But now we have a new North Star to help bring the metaverse to life. And we have a new name that reflects the full breadth of what we do and the future that we want to help build. From now on, we're going to be metaverse first, not Facebook first.
Wow. SNL, there you go. There it is. You got it. First of all, if you watch it, I don't know who coached him on the waving of the arms. Stop waving your arms. They're little. It's annoying. It's annoying. You know, when you give presentations, when you talk publicly, one of the things that it's often kind of an old secret is touch your hands together. That way your hands don't wander. They don't wander to your face. They don't wander to your nose. They don't wander to your ears. You know, if you have to, touch your fingers periodically so your hands don't wander. But these are just flailing. I mean, and it looked like somebody coached him on this. And then the tone, the tenor, the living room. I know the guy's got cool living rooms. He's got like 600 of them. Oh, boy. And then that logo, who did that? One of my kids? What the heck is that? So, in case you don't know what happened and why, we can talk all we want about why. I will tell you, and I'm certainly not as qualified as many tech people in the city, but I will tell you the end result of all this is pretty fascinating and potentially life-changing. But lost in this enormous move was one of the most hated people in America, for better or worse, fairly or unfairly, flailing his arms around with a stupid little logo. It just was bad timing, I think, a bad look, and just really unbelievably dorky. Now, I don't know how, if anybody anywhere said, you know what, hey Mark, we got an idea, we got a plan, we're going to basically build the Matrix. And I think that's what's fascinating. But you know what we can't do right now? I don't think you can sell it. I know it's your shop. I know you came up with the idea in your dorm room. I know you've made the most powerful media company of all time. And I know, boss, I know that you're about to present the future as the Matrix, and you might be known one day as the greatest innovator of the last 100 years. But boss, they're laughing at you, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you're such a dork. You're a smart guy. You're a rich guy. But you know what? Today, we kind of need somebody else to sell this. Sorry. I don't know if anybody could say that. I bet not. And obviously they couldn't. Or maybe somebody tried and they're fired. But there was no chance for this to work. I mean, this had no chance. Even if the logo wasn't so goofy looking, this had no chance. So here is the story. Facebook Inc. is changing its name to Meta Platforms Inc., or Meta for short, to reflect what CEO Mark Zuckerberg says is its commitment to developing the new surround yourself technology known as the metaverse. I think this is really cool. I think it's really important. I think it really is life-changing. I think it's unfortunate that today all we can do is make fun of that little guy. Sorry, that's what we're left with. But the social network itself will be called Facebook. All right, so there's a lot to this. Now, I'm going to try not to nerd out because I find all this stuff fascinating on a number of levels. And I do understand that the primary goal of everyone today is to make fun of him. And it's not going to be hard. He made it really easy. So try to get past. No, you can't get past. It is an SNL, a cold open, correct? We all agree on that? It was like, it sounded like an SNL open anyway. That little logo spinning around is straight from an SNL skit. No doubt. But if you try to get past the goofiness, and I don't think it's possible, no matter what he said, okay, you stick his face on a camera right now, you have him flail his arms by some method actor's coaching, and it's going to be goofy. They're not in a good place. It is not an easy time to pivot. It is not an easy time for that face and those little arms to be taken seriously. That's just where we are publicly. I would argue it's probably not the best time to trot out Meta. Oh, no, I'm not arguing that Meta has a real future, and it is fascinating. But, boss, it's not going to be taken well. So here's how, what did I say about 2 weeks ago? You know, in business, there's not very many times, if you think about, particularly in the technology world, you don't get many second acts. I mean, Apple is a rare, and it was a different time, but Apple pulled it off. And now we're going to watch the most powerful media company of all time, one of the most despised right now companies of all time. We're going to try to watch it get a second act. It's off to a bad start, not because of the technology, not because of the brain power, not because of the idea itself. I think the idea is brilliant.
From the Hot Pie Media Studios in Austin, Texas, it's the Jeff Ward Show. Listen at jeffwardshow.com.